Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to read the next chapter of The Power of Three. Chapter 10. Sir, we've arrived at the drop point, Hunter J's henchman informed her. Right on time. Hunter J smiled. Release the galactic bomb. Beneath the ship, the metal claw opened, and the bomb dropped toward the lake. Plunged into the water with a mighty splash. The bomb rocketed toward the bottom of the lake, zooming deeper and deeper and deeper, until it exploded. As the lake was rocked by an enormous energy blast, Azelf screamed in pain. Far away in Floroma Town, Ash screamed too. Hey Ash, Dawn said, what's wrong? They were sitting at the kitchen table having a snack, but now Ash was grabbing his head like he was in pain. Are you okay? Brock asked. Ash stared at him in wonder. I felt it. It's Azelf. Dawn was shocked. You mean, like the dream? Brock frowned. If that's true, then what was that dream? He was more certain than ever. It hadn't been a dream at all. They decided to call Professor Rowan and tell him what had happened. I can't believe you all felt something, he exclaimed. I knew it, Dawn said. Something did happen. Team Galactic and Pokemon Hunter J have arrived at Lake Valor, the professor told them. Gary is there attempting to fend them off. Gary Oak? Ash asked, surprised to hear that his old friend was involved. Professor Rowan nodded, then transmitted an image of what was happening at the lake. It's Jay, Ash said, when he saw the ship hovering over Lake Valor. So Team Galactic's joined forces with Jay, Brock said. Dawn was worried for the little blue Pokemon who lived in the lake. And they're after Azelf. The galactic bomb had turned Lake Valor into a swirling vortex. It glowed with energy, shooting beams of light into the sky. Back at the shore, Gary was frozen at the sight of the vortex. It can't be. A glowing ball of energy rose slowly from the lake and hovered overhead. I'll enlighten you, Saturn said. The galactic bomb, made out of the meteorite taken from Fieldstone City, is powerful enough to open up a hole in space. Gary couldn't believe what he was hearing. You see, the lake Pokemon don't exactly live in a lake, as it were, Saturn continued. The truth is that the lake Pokemon simply observe our world from another dimension through a portal that looks very much like a lake. Safe in his laboratory, Professor Rowan watched the attack on his monitor. His screen showed the same glowing vortex forming at Lake Verity. Then Yuzo, the monitor there, checked in with bad news. Professor Rowan, this is Yuzo here, confirming abnormal activity at Lake Verity, he reported. Understood, Rowan said, sadly. He'd been afraid this would happen. The legendary Pokemon had been created during the very beginnings of the universe. They worked in close harmony protecting Sinnoh. Legend stated that if one of them were to fall, the other two would have to appear to restore balance. Professor, Rowan's assistant called. There's an incoming transmission from Carolina. Professor Carolina, stationed at Lake Acuity, didn't have any better news to report. It's happening here as well, she said. Is it those kids again? Yes, Rowan told her. It would appear that the legendary Pokemon are sending some sort of signal to Ash and his friends. It was a distress signal, because Azelf and the other legendary Pokemon were in some serious trouble. Unfortunately, Ash and his friends were too far away to help. Gary was brave, but he was also outnumbered. Electivire, use Thunder, he ordered. The electric-type Pokemon threw its Thunder attack at Toxicroak, but Toxicroak fended off the blow. It shot out a poison jab in return. Electivire toppled to the ground. Electivire! Gary shouted. You stay out of this, Saturn warned him. The Team Galactic henchmen tossed up handfuls of Pokeballs, and the sky filled with Golbat. As Gary watched, helpless to prevent it, Hunter J released Salamence. The giant dragon and flying type Pokemon swooped into the air with Hunter J perched on its back. They flew toward the glowing ball of energy that hovered above the lake. But it wasn't just energy. It was a Zelf in a spear of light. Salamence, Hyper Beam, Hunter J ordered. The attack slammed into a Zelf. In Floromatown, Ash cringed in pain again. It's a Zelf, he cried, but there was nothing he could do. The glowing energy surrounding the Zelf got even brighter. Then it vanished. The Zelf was left floating in the sky without any protection. The flock of Golbat swarmed. Use Supersonic, Saturn called to them. As the supersonic attack shook the sky, a Zelf tried to fight back. It launched a powerful confusion attack. One by one, the Golbat dropped out of the sky. But a Zelf wasn't safe yet. Hunter J was waiting. She fired her immobilizing beam at a Zelf. The legendary Pokemon struggled to release another confusion attack, but Hunter J's beam overpowered it. The beam froze the Pokemon. It became stiff and lifeless as a stone, which made it easy for Hunter J to swoop in and trap it under a dome of glass. A Zelf! Gary cried from the shore. The glass dome floated toward the ground. It landed gently in Saturn's outstretched hands. Gary rushed toward him, desperate to help his Zelf. But Perugaline's Skuntank lumbered into his way. Gary froze in his tracks. Before the Team Galactic Pokemon could strike, two golden energy balls appeared in the sky. It was Uxie and Mesprit, the other two legendary Pokemon. Mars gazed at them in shock. It's just as Cyrus said it would be. If one falls, then the rest come tumbling down too. What does that mean? Gary wondered. He was about to find out. No, Golbat! Mars and Jupiter shouted together. Supersonic! The sky filled with deafening supersonic sound waves. Uxie and Mesprit dodged the attack as best they could, but they couldn't escape Hunter J and Salamence. The legendary Pokemon shot two brilliant beams of light toward Hunter J. Looks like they both used Future Sight at once, Saturn exclaimed. With Future Sight, the legendary Pokemon could send their attack through time. Which meant in the near future, Hunter J would be in big trouble. But for now, there was nothing to stop her from aiming her wrist cannon at Uxie and Mesprit. The immobilizing beam slammed into them. In seconds, both were petrified and trapped under glass. What have you done? Gary moaned. As Team Galactic loaded their Pokemon prisoners onto their ship, they ignored him. Excellent work, Pokemon Hunter J, Mars said as the Pokemon Hunter landed safely. I hope you're not hurt. See, we couldn't just let ourselves be pushed around by the Lake Trio, Jupiter added. She had emerged from the ship to help tend to the Pokemon. We are the chosen ones after all. Hunter J, well done, Saturn put in. You have your payment, as agreed. Once she was paid, Hunter J had nothing left to say to Team Galactic. She climbed back on Salamence. The Pokemon flew her back to her ship. Ready for departure? She asked. We're ready, sir, the pilot said. All right, return to base. He powered up the engines. But before they could go anywhere, two jagged beams of energy smashed into the ship. The engines burst into flame. It had to be Mesprit and Uxie's Future Sight attacks. Hunter J struggled to keep the ship in the air. Increase engines to max power, she shouted. Maintain our speed. Smoke billowed into the bridge. The ship bucked and shuddered beneath their feet. Crew members raced back and forth, patching up equipment and putting out fires. But the ship was falling out of the sky. Engines losing power fast, one crew member shouted. We've lost control, added another, terrified. The ship crashed into the lake. Windows exploded as water gushed into the ship. It sank quickly and then exploded. Pokemon Hunter J's ship had taken its last flight. The legendary Pokemon had gotten their revenge on Pokemon Hunter J, but they were still trapped, which meant Team Galactic was one step closer to achieving its evil plan. And Ash, Brock, and Dawn had felt every minute of it. They were connected to the legendary Pokemon trio. The pain the Pokemon felt was their pain, too. They knew they had to do something to save Azelf, Uxie, and Mesprit. But what?